Xavier University, the only black Catholic university in the United States, is a dynamic institution of higher learning. Founded by Blessed Catherine Drexel and the order she founded, the Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament, the school has many programs which contribute to the education of young minds. Xavier's goal has been to train leaders by providing the academic tools and a value system based on Christian principles. There is one program at Xavier which is of importance to African American Catholics throughout the United States. The program is also of great importance to the Church. Xavier is home to the Institute for Black Catholic Studies. Our world has changed. No longer are we isolated, separated communities. Now there is a larger, diverse, pluralistic society where borders are indistinct. A global awareness and acceptance of the differences between people is of extreme importance in the development of leadership and service in the Church. Inspired by the love of God to serve in this pluralistic society, the mission of the Institute for Black Catholic Studies contributes to the enhancement of the human person. The Institute for Black Catholic Studies, through teaching, learning, research, and community service, seeks to promote the advancement of the African American culture in the light of the Catholic faith.
I want to say how grateful I am that we have on Xavier's campus an amazing program. The Institute for Black Catholic Studies. I remember fondly welcoming the group in 1980 to the campus. It's almost 20 years now, and we have graduated a number of young people, not so young people, who've gotten master's degrees in theology and in catechetical studies and the like. And they're doing great work around the region. And we continue to be pleased at what has been done, what continues to be done, and we look forward to even a glorious 2000.
The Institute was a result of the Black Theological Symposium held in 1978. The details of the Institute for Black Catholic Studies were sketched out by Father August Taylor. The way it was done was quite interesting.
There are many of us who used to go around the country doing workshops and with NOBC and through the Black Sisters Conference and the Clergy Caucus. And there had been some conversation for a while about starting an institute of study of some sort. But the one who really had the idea was Father August Taylor. And that was probably in 69, around 69. And he just wrote it on a napkin and just said, we need to have a formal course of study of for Black Catholics, about Black Catholics, done through the auspices of Black Catholics.
Now, in the early days of the Institute, the people that people know the most would be Sister Thea Bowman and Father Bede Abram, and I like that partnership. We have this picture that many of us have of the two of them down in the Broadwalk. And what I think this is a good emblem of partnership. And they were the charismatic leaders of the Institute. Thaddeus Posey was behind the scenes doing the grunt work, the organization, raising the money, soliciting the faculty, that kind of thing. But Thea and Bede were using their charismatic gifts, their special teaching gifts, to attract people to move around the country. And that was a partnership.
Black theology is a very passionate theology. It is passionate. It is not devoid of the people. It's not divorced from the people, because it takes into consideration the Black experience, the Black suffering. It automatically becomes passionate. For the theology to be valid, it must what? It must touch the people. The people must feel the statements of the theology.
I took an experience I've had in Father Bede Abrams' class. For the first week, it was probably the most shocking experience of my life. I sat in classroom anticipating the first day Father Bede to come in. And you hear the noise and the pitch goes up because people are wondering and just talking in general. This man walks in with short pants on that were wrinkled, wasn't ironed. He had what we know as pointy-toe shoes, no socks. He had a shadow, smoking a cigarette, sweating profusely. And I said, well, who is this gentleman? As much as somebody off the street, just happened to wander into the building and into the classroom. Then he goes to jump on the desk, grabs the pole, and says, somebody stole all of my stuff. And from then on, it was uphill. It wasn't downhill. I mean, he went on from there. Okay.
Bring your culture, offered not as norm, but as gift. Bring your experience, your faith, your hope, your love, your joy. I said, bring your joy, we got enough. You don't need no suitcase to tote the naked gospel. The love and the light of Christ within you are sufficient, and nothing else will do.
But Thea joined the faculty in 1982, and just given her dynamism, her charisma, just the energy and the person that she was, enabled this place and the students who came through here to have a very new experience of classroom learning, number one. But the sense of the richness of African American people and African folk.
So the Institute began in 1980. Over the years, there have been changes. People so instrumental in the early years who gave shape and substance, such as Sister Thea Bowman and Father Bede Abrams, have gone on to their heavenly reward, yet their spirit is still felt. The overall spirit of honest dialogue, critical analysis, and reflection upon the Black religious, historical, cultural, and social experience has been unabated. Why have a program devoted just to African American studies? That is a question often asked.
It's a program that gets at the heart, the head, the very soul and life of the Black community in its diversity, seeing that we have people from all over the world in our program and all over the country.
First and foremost, the Institute for Black Catholic Studies prepare lay men and women, religious as well as bishops, for ministry in the African American Catholic community.
The Institute for Black Catholic Studies is focused on training people to do critical thinking and theoretically and theologically sound pastoral practice in the African American community in general, and the African American Catholic community in particular.
And I see a hope and a dream that this could come alive around the country. If more Black Catholics experiences and understood what went on here, and that this could go back home with them in their parish, okay, and make it happen for those people that they touch, then God only knows what could happen.
It brings different people together. There's some people here going to be theologians, and that's their call. And we need those individuals. We also need the practitioners to bring the three aspects, what I call the three aspects of what it means to be completely whole. And that's the spiritual, the physical, and the mental, the academic.
The Institute has many components. First, there's the graduate degree program. Students who pursue this program will receive a master's in theology. There are also certification and enrichment programs such as Master Catechist and Youth Ministry. There are enrichment programs in vocation formation, leadership, and faith.
In the Institute for Black Catholic Studies, there are two divisions, one of which is called the degree program, and the other is the certification and enrichment programs, meaning there are more than one. and particularly the certificate and enrichment programs give people practical skills for, okay, how do I take this information and do something at home? So it's that one-to-one correlation between learning some basic information to do something at home.
Those who attend the intense 3-week summer program come from all walks of life. There are priests, sisters, brothers, laity, youth ministers, catechists, and teachers. They come from all over the United States and foreign countries as well. In our contemporary church, we have seen the necessity of having the laity take their rightful role. Theology and professional studies in ministry are no longer only for ordained religious. Lay participants are an integral part of the Institute for Black Catholic Studies.
There's a particular need to have laity feel empowered. And at the same time, look at themselves in collaboration with the clergy. We definitely are not intending to pit one against the other, but for those laity to really understand the great crucial role they'll have to play with regard to the growth of the church and the extension of the church, and that they are the church. And that's what has been very important, I think, for the laity here to feel that type of empowerment in what they share with the ordained clergy.
Well, there are two things that we're attempting to do, and precisely because we have a number of lay people who we want to continue to encourage and support, whom we absolutely need to be a part of this program. If there is to be a Black Catholic theology that will engage the experience, the history, and the religious development of Black Catholic people, then lay people must be a part of this. This is first of all and foremost a part of our history as Black Catholics.
The leadership of African American Catholics came from the laity. And that is because we did not have that many priests who were Black Catholic priests. We did not have that kind of institutional grassroots that many other Protestant churches had. Therefore, it was the laity who had to take up the call, and they did. And that, I think, is one of the most fascinating stories of the Catholic Church in this country, that in African American Catholics, the laity were active, the laity took the initiative, and the laity accomplished a great deal. When we stop and realize that it was laymen, Daniel Rudd, and others, but especially Daniel Rudd, who, as early as 1888, decided to call an all-Black Catholic Congress.
The program is an intense 3-week experience. The mind, heart, and soul are challenged. Participants attend classes, pray together, listen to various speakers, and share with one another. It is an experience where one literally lives the theology and words that are learned in the classroom.
And it's a very intense program. And at one point I had my doubts about the validity of the approach, except I realized that someone who was working for 44 hours, 45 hours contact and reading and studying, they're immersed in the world of theology. They're immersed in the thought ideas. And so there's a continuity of thought that we don't even have in our regular programs when students' thoughts are interrupted.
There's a rhythm that's developed here. And it's especially, I think, significant for the kind of study that we are doing, because we're treating ideas and experiences which cannot be handled the way one handles chemicals or organisms in scientific research. We're really dealing with realities that are transcendent.
The academic speaks for itself. We take that seriously. We tell our students that the African American experience is not one that tells you to back off of learning. The learning is an ongoing process no matter how old you are. And then the spiritual, that none of this means anything if it's not spiritually based. And it definitely doesn't mean anything if you're not charged to learn what it means to apply it in our everyday lives and how to apply it with our brothers and sisters who are not here.
Some people do know about it, but are hesitant And as one seminarian told me last summer, he's going to go back to his seminary and try to promote what he has learned here, because he had so many misgivings or misunderstanding of what this program was all about. He thought perhaps, you know, this is a black program and blacks are down in whites and all of this, and this is really not what the program is all about. It's to get you to understand people and understand where people have come from. And if you know their history, you know their stories, then you begin to know the people themselves.
The Institute is a must for anyone who works or wishes to learn more about the African American Catholic experience. The scholars and academicians are excited about their work, and those who attend make friends that will last a lifetime. Xavier University, located in the heart of New Orleans, is the ideal place for the study of African American spirituality and culture. Come to the Institute for Black Catholic Studies and see the difference it will make in your life, your ministry, your parish, and your church.